So objectives, at the end of the presentation, students would be able to define human relations, list and discuss the roles of the individual in the organization, define corporate culture and differentiate the four types of corporate culture, define management based on the different concepts from different management gurus, and list and discuss the roles of the manager. So dyan iikot yung discussion natin for today. Okay, so first, human relations. From the term itself, human relations, syempre may kinalaman siya sa relationship between one person to another. Okay, so according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, it can be defined as relations with or between people, particularly in a workplace or a professional setting. Okay, so it is not only between two or more people, but it should be in a workplace or a professional setting. Okay, so human relations is also a skill. Okay, or it is part of the skill that one uh, na kinakailangan ng isang uh, employee or isang nagtatrabaho, okay, kasama ng communication and handling conflict. Okay? At ito nga importante yung human relations kasi dito ay makakapag-create ang mga tao within a certain organization ng certain culture. Okay, ano yung culture? Either corporate culture or organizational culture. Okay? So depende yun sa kung ano yung goal ng organization, uh, sino yung leader or manager, o ano yung katangian niya bilang leader or manager, and of course, the different interaction between people in the organization. Okay, so again, it is a relationship between human resources of the organization. So basically, it incorporates the management, employees, or employees relationship or employee-employer relationship. So yan yung uh, ilan sa mga definition ng human relations. So ano naman ang role ng isang individual sa organization? Bawa kung ikaw ay bago sa organization, what should be your role? Ano yung dapat mong gampanan? O ano yung mga kinakailangan mong gampanan? So, number one, work towards the goal of the organization. Okay? So, syempre, kung ano yung goal ng organization, dapat pagtatrabahuan mo in order for you to attain the goal. If you attain the goal, the organization definitely attain its goal. Then obedience to authority. Okay? It is expected that employees obey uh, someone in power, someone with authority in an organization. Either your manager, your functional manager, the general manager, or with the VIPs of the organization or company. Okay? Pero of course, obedience is not absolute. Okay? So hindi siya absolute. Nonetheless, when a certain wrong is done, but uh, you are only following the order of a legal order of the person in authority. Of course, sabi nga doon sa 204 nyo na you can invoke the principle of um, let the master answer or respondent superior. Okay? Then, avoidance of activities which might be harmful to organizations. Okay, so, yan. Ah, yung pag-iwas sa mga activities na maaaring makasama or hindi makatulong sa organization, sa kanilang goals, excuse, or kung may mga activities na hindi kailangan gawin na nakasaad sa inyong contract. Okay? Kasi when you start to work or to be a part of a particular organization or company, you will be asked to sign a contract. And doon sa contract, okay, doon sa contract, naka-stipulate kung ano yung iyong job description. Okay. Ano yung job description? The job description are list of uh, duties that are assigned to you by virtue of your designation. Kung anong designation mo kung ba't ka hinire or ano yung position mo sa company. So may specific duties, may may specific duties ka for that specific position. Okay? And syempre, it is not only expected na we follow only what is stipulated in the contract na job description, uh, especially in the Philippine culture or Philippine setting, that employees are expected to uh, do extra mile. Okay? So what do you mean by do extra mile? So kahit wala doon sa job description, ay pwede pa rin ipagawa ng manager or someone in authority sa isang employee. Unlike sa ibang culture or ibang nationality sa ibang bansa, kung ano lang nakasaad sa kanilang job description, yun lang yung kanilang ginagawa. Kaya Filipinos are very much welcome in other countries because kahit wala sa kanilang job description, ginagawa nila yung trabaho. Okay? So, let us continue. Okay, so corporate culture, also known as company culture or organizational culture. So refers to a set of beliefs and behavior that guide how a company's management and employees interact and handle external business transactions. So, kung tayo ay may culture in general or societal culture in general, there is also corporate or company culture. Okay? So, dito, makikita mo kung bago ka sa isang organization or company, makikita mo kung ano ba yung kultura na umiiral sa isang particular na halimbawa, radiology department. Okay. So each radiology department from different hospitals have different uh, organizational culture. Okay. Maaaring sa isa ay parang family, maaaring doon naman sa isa ay parang market driven, mas nakapokus sa kailangan ito yung target, ito yung mabot natin na income for this month. Okay? So yung mga ganyan. So, yan yung mga example ng corporate culture. Okay? And these are the essentials or essential features of corporate culture. So corporate culture includes shared philosophies, values, assumptions, beliefs, expectations, attitudes, and norms. Kung mapapansin yung norms, ibig sabihin, there is already established way of things na nangyayari or paano gawin ang mga bagay sa isang particular na organization or company. Kasi meron na silang set of norms. Diba? Okay. Siyempre, yung philosophies, beliefs, yung mga kanya values, it is given by the company. Kaya di ba, lahat naman ng companies or organization, may kanya-kanya silang vision, mission, and core values. Pero ang pinaka ano talaga sa corporate culture is yung mga norms. Excuse. Yung norms. And established norms are usually considered as traditions in a specific organization. Okay? Okay, so now we go to the types of corporate culture. Okay, the first type of corporate culture is the clan culture. Okay, so this type of uh, corporate culture, sabi dito ay friendly and collaborative working environment. Diba? Kaya nga clan, so para siyang family. Okay? And leaders of the organization or yung mga seniors ay regarded as mentors. Okay? And the organization comes together through tradition and loyalty. Okay? Then, there is more involvement and a greater focus on human resource development. Okay. So, syempre, dahil siya ay parang family, of course, mas binibigyan ng halaga yung human resource development, yung pag-unlad ng mga tauhan or ng mga employees. Okay? And then, success has a lot to do with caring for people. See, hindi nawawala yung ang laging focus nila ay people and addressing the needs of the clients. Okay? Caring for people not only for clients but also for their employees. And the organization helps to achieve this by promoting participation, consensus, and teamwork. So katulad ng isang family or traditional family, so they tend to work together towards the fulfillment of their goal or the objectives or company goal. Okay? So that is the first type of corporate culture. Again, that is clan culture. From the word clan, it is a big family or large family. Okay? Then the second one is the advocacy culture. Okay? So this is a dynamic of and creative work environment where both leaders and employees are innovators and risk takers. Okay? Change and agility are core values, and success is defined by the creation of new products and services. And the organization promotes individual freedom and initiative. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng ad hoc? When we say ad hoc, ito ay isang uh, katangian na kung saan ay ina-expect yung mga members ng organization na maging innovators. Ano ba innovators? Makapag-produce ng or yung innovator sila yung mga tao na naghahanap ng mga bagong products or bagong theories. Gusto nilang kumawala dun sa old, sa mga traditions. Okay? So as you can see, it is contrast na dun sa clan culture. Kasi sa clan culture, di ba, mas focus sa traditions and loyalty. Dito, ang mga employees and leaders are both innovators and risk takers. Okay? So basically, ang main motto dito sa advocacy culture ay change. Okay? And leaders ay kilala sa tawag na leadership for change. Yung pinapractice nilang theory of leadership. Okay? So dito hindi masyadong kinokontrol ng organization yung kanilang mga employees with regards to the uh, yung kanilang iniisip or dinidevelop na, let's say, product. Kung meron silang magandang na-develop na product, okay, the management encourage them to present. Okay? So basically, Hindi lang leaders yung tinitingnan dito na magko-contribute, but also the employees. Okay? So, hindi lang mga senior employees, pati rin mga new employees. Okay? So, freedom and initiative and change. Then next is the market culture. So, syempre, nandyan yung salitang market. So, basically, this culture is focused on its goal, competition. Okay? So, nakapokus siya sa business. Okay? So, focuses on getting down to business, getting work done, and achieving results. So, nakapokus ang market culture dun sa goal. Sa goal na sineset ng leaders or basically the higher ups. Okay, so based doon sa lecture guide na pinost ko sa LMS, di ba? There are different levels of management. Okay. So we have the top level management, the middle level management, and the low level management. Okay. So this culture also emphasizes on winning and considers market penetration and stock as a definition of success. So yung definition ng success dito ay, of course, fulfilling their goal. Yun yung kanilang definition of success. Okay? So, you can easily differentiate market culture from adhocracy and from the clan culture. Then the last of the types of corporate culture is the hierarchy culture. Okay. So hierarchy, ibig sabihin meron siyang levels. Okay? So this type of culture is based on process and procedure. Okay? With operations being done in a formalized and structured environment. So, papasok dito, pwede siyang ihalin tulad sa isang bureaucracy. Diba? So, leaders monitor and facilitate adherence to tried and known ways of doing business while keeping costs and mistakes low. So, walang room for innovation, walang room for uh, freedom of ideas. Okay? Then success is defined by low costs, smooth planning and execution, and trustful delivery. So, dito yung success ay dahil nga sa dito sa hierarchy culture ay mayroon ng subok at traditional way of doing business. Ibig sabihin, napatunayan na nila na kapag ito yung paraan ng pakikipag-business sa iba, ay mababa lang yung kanilang mga gastos. Okay? At walang magiging problema or aberya habang matutupad or yung delivery ng products or services ay magagampanan. So, ito yung kanilang gagamitin pa rin. Kahit na merong mga tao na mag-suggest ng panibagong way or possible new way or innovations. So mag-stick pa rin sila sa adherence to the traditional way of doing things. So hierarchy culture. So basically same na same siya sa bureaucracy. Okay? So these are the four types of corporate culture. The clan culture, the adhocracy culture, the market culture, and the hierarchy culture. And now we go to the excuse, the division of labor. So dalawa lang naman ang division of labor. It's either vertical or horizontal. Okay, pag vertical, so It is a well-defined chain of command and makikita mo rin yung unity of command. Then employee reports only to one manager. Then scalar principle, ibig sabihin nga, siya ay vertically presented at merong levels. Okay? Then clear and unbroken line of authority from top to bottom. And yung horizontal naman, emphasis on encouraging employees to share ideas across all levels of and departments. So normally ang mga nakikita natin sa mga companies or kahit sa atin sa radiology department is yung division of labor na vertically. Okay. Bakit? Kasi una pa lang pag tiningnan mo yung organizational chart ng radiology department, 'di ba? Sino ba yung nasa head? Unang-una, nandun yung hospital director. Okay? After the hospital director, nandun yung chief radiologist. Kung maraming radiologist sa hospital, the chief radiologist will be there. Siya yung pinaka-head. Then after the chief radiologist, the other radiologist. Then after the other radiologist, the chief rad tech or the department supervisor or department manager, which is a rad tech. Okay, under the chief rad tech or department manager or supervisor are either the QA/QC officer or the RSO or the radiation safety officer. Okay? Then after doon, sa government, mayroon tayong mga, 'di ba? RadTech 1, RadTech 2, RadTech 3, RadTech 4, RadTech 5. So depende sa plantilla nila or sa kung anong number meron sila sa dulo, nakabase yung kanilang sweldo. Sa private naman, doon sa ibang hospitals, nakalagay lang kung senior RadTech or junior RadTech. Okay, sa iba, wala, RadTech lang. Okay? Okay, so this is an example of the organizational workforce and divisions. Okay, so levels or individual positions. So nandyan yung mga example nila sa kabilang side. So individual positions, manager, staff positions or healthcare professionals and other workers. Then work groups, yung mga teams, units or committees, task force. Then cluster of work groups, so divisions of 2 or more units of medical staff organization. Let's say, ano example ng cluster of work groups? Okay. Usually, itong cluster of work groups, ito ay nakaano lang sa mga nurses sa isang hospital usually. Like meron silang medical surgical, OR, then ER, okay? So, sila ay clustered, okay? Or yung sa mga intensive care units. So, when we say intensive care units, hindi lang pang ICU, yung iba may NICU. Okay? Pero usually sila ay hiwalay. Pero nonetheless, they are clustered of work groups. Okay? Then total organization. So, ayan. Nandiyan na yung hospitals, primary care centers, or primary health centers, public health units. So, ano yung mga public health units? So, we have the municipal health offices or city health offices. Then, long-term care facilities such as the National Center for Mental Health. Okay. Then, HMOs or health maintenance organizations such as Coco Life, excuse, IntelliCare, Mediguard, Medicare, ano pa, MaxiCare, etc. So they are health maintenance organizations or better known as health insurance companies. Then multi-specialty group practices. Okay? So there are some clinics na mayroong multi-specialty doctors. Okay, so they are considered as a total organization. Then network of organizations. So preferred provider organizations or affiliated group of hospitals. So example nito yung MMG. Okay, MMG. Ano ibig sabihin ng MMG? MMG stands for Mission Group, Medical Mission Group. Okay? Medical Mission Group is, or the Lucena MMG Hospital is just one of the member hospitals of the Medical Mission Group. Okay? Meron bukod sa Lucena, siyempre yung nasa Lucban, pero siyempre they are connected with Lucena. Pero yung mga nasa malayo like somewhere in Rizal, in Cainta, okay, in Pasig, meron dong Mission Hospital. Okay? It is known as Mission Hospital, but pag tiningnan mo yung kanilang pangalan, it is Medical Mission Group Hospital. Okay, so they are networks of hospitals or affiliated group of hospitals. Okay, or let's say meron ding associations yung mga hospitals, such as the associations of private hospitals. Okay, na laman ng mga balita nitong mga nakalipas na weeks. Okay, so they are network of organizations. Okay, systems. So chain of hospital under single ownership. So ano example niya? So example niya ay the Medical City, okay, and St. Luke's Medical Center. So St. Luke's Medical Center have two branches, okay, so single lang ang ownership. Unlike the MMG, MMG ay iba-iba ang may-ari. Okay? Then yung Medical City naman meron sa Ortigas, Santa Rosa, sa Clark, sa Dubai, saka sa Hawaii. Okay, so sila ay chains or systems. Okay? So yan yung ilan sa mga example ng ano yung tawag sa isang particular na unit or term. Either individual position, cluster work groups, or systems. Okay? So, before we proceed to management, may question ba? May question? Okay? So, sige. Management. So, what do we mean by management? Okay? So, manage lang ba? Siyempre, management ay isang process, okay, of attaining or fulfilling a specific goal with the use of certain resources, okay, affecting or influencing human relationship. Okay? Okay. It is also a process whereby unrelated resources are integrated into a total system for accomplishment of objectives. So when we say management, hindi mawawala dyan yung attainment or fulfillment of certain objectives or goals. Okay? Kaya ka nga magmamanage or kaya mo i-manage ang mga bagay-bagay or ano bang sa Tagalog ang manage? So parang 'di ba ayusin. Okay? So parang malapit doon, ayusin. So ayusin mo 'yan, i-manage mo 'yan or what. Okay? Nandun yung connotation na sa Tagalog pag sinabi nating i-manage mo yan, either magulo. Kaya nga siya ay isang process. When we say a process, it is a step-by-step procedure. Meron siyang step-by-step way in attaining goals or accomplishing objectives. So another definition of management is it is a set of activities directed to or directed at an organization's resources for achieving goals effectively and efficiently. So again, di ba, andyan na naman yung achieving goals. Pero hindi lang basta achieving goals, but it should be effectively and efficiently. So ano bang pagkakaiba ng effectively and efficiently? Do you have any idea? May idea ba kayo kung anong pagkakaiba nilang dalawa? According to some management experts, effectiveness and efficiency are the measures by which we measure if the management or as a specific management style is successful or not. So, walang sasagot. Okay. Sige. So, general management theory. Okay. So, management, we can regard to it as taking place within a structured organizational setting with prescribed roles. Okay? So, syempre, given naman yan na in every specific organization, each person, each one that is part of the organization have their own specific roles. Okay? Then directing toward the attainment of aims, goals, or objectives. So, palagi nandyan. Then, and then achievement to the efforts of other people or the human resource. Then using system and procedures. Okay, so, basically, yan yung main concept or main essential meaning ng management. Yung apat na yan. Okay. So, when you define management, kailangan yung apat na yan ay present lagi. Okay? So, management is a task. Mali pa spelling, it is a discipline and people. Okay? So, to sum up, yung apat na essential part of what management is. Yan. Management is a task, discipline, and people. Okay? So, according to Peter Drucker, so management is a practice rather than a science or a profession. Okay? There is no precise solution, and the ultimate test of management is the achievement and performance. So, kung mapapansin nyo doon sa kanyang definition ng management, okay? So, hindi pa rin talaga nawawala yung achievement, okay? And of course, performance. Performance ng mga taong involved and processes and systems. Okay? Pero dito sinabi niya ay ito ay isang practice rather than a science. Okay? So there appears to be a growing acceptance of the general descriptive label and administration as relating to the more specific function of the implementation of systems and procedures. Okay. So, there are different management styles, di ba? Okay, so, binanggit natin last time kung ano yung mga maaring management styles na ma-encounter nyo sa iba't ibang organization or companies. Pero nonetheless, iisa pa rin yung kanilang ah, kanilang ending. And its ending ay the achievement of goals. At isa rin yung kanilang uh, what you call that? Yung means, yung paraan. Ano yung paraan? Okay? The utilization of resources. Kaya ano yung mga resources na yan? Human resources, okay? And non-human resources, such as the systems and procedures and other things such as equipments and machines. Okay? Okay, so, syempre, management is viewed as applying to the private and public sector organizations. Okay? So, tama naman kasi, sabi nga natin, there are different management styles. And usually, kapag nasa public sector, okay, the management style is bureaucracy or bureaucratic. Okay? Very structured, hierarchical in fashion. Di ba? Okay? Unlike sa private sector, okay, sa private sector, each manager or leader or employer or head of the organization ay mayroong sariling uh, meron siyang sariling drive or meron siyang sariling karapatan na mag-implement ng kung anong klaseng management style ang gugustuhin niya or applicable doon sa certain organization na kung saan siya ang namumuno. Okay? So hindi kasi lahat ay applicable yung mga management style. Okay? Diba? Katulad sa military. Sa military, of course, bureaucratic ang approach. Hindi ka pwede diyan mag contingency theory, di ba? Okay. So, kailangan ay malinaw yung chain of command. So, yan. Yun yung difference between the private and public sector. Sa private kasi, there you can see different ways of or different management styles, lalo na doon sa mga young CEOs, diba? Uh, kung mapapansin nyo sa uh, let's say sa US or sa China, okay? Yung workplace pa lang, okay? Iba na yung itsura. Hindi na hindi na yung more on cubicle and ayan may sari-sariling desk yung mga employees mo. Okay. So yung mga young and new CEOs or executive businessmen or businesswomen ay they innovate. Okay? Yung ibang workplace, okay, may sariling uh, game area or relaxation area. So yung mga ganon. So yung mga innovations when it comes to uh, private sectors. Okay? Then management concepts. Ano ba tong management concepts? Basically, i-define lang dito yung mga certain words. Okay. So, nabasa nyo naman yan sa LMS. So, authority. Okay. Okay, so authority. Basically, ito ay power. Okay. Delegated from the top management to lower level of management. And the rights of managers to direct others and take action of from their position. Authority, di ba? Power yan eh. Then responsibility. Okay? Okay, obligation to perform an assigned activity or to see that someone else performs it. So responsibility. Hindi porke sinabi yung responsibility ay ikaw na mismo yung gagawa. Okay? Kasi nga may concept ng delegation. Okay? Katulad ng authority. Authority is basically power that is delegated. Delegated power siya ng top level management na ibinibigay sa lower level management. Okay? So, ganun din sa responsibility. Responsibility can be delegated or be shared. Okay? So, yun. Either ikaw ang gumawa or sisiguraduhin mo na may ibang gagawa nito. Okay? So, that is responsibility. Then, accountability. Okay, so it is basically the state of being responsible to oneself, to some organization, or to the public. So that is accountability. Okay? Accountability, may pananagutan. Okay? Then ito na si efficiency. Okay? Efficiency is doing things right. Okay, if you do things efficiently, ibig sabihin ginagawa mo siya ng tama. How about effectivity or effectiveness? Effectiveness naman ay doing the right things. So, anong pagkakaiba nila? Si effectiveness ay ginagawa mo yung mga tama. While efficiency ay ginagawa mo yung bagay sa paraang tama. Tama ba? Doing things right and doing the right things. Okay. So, example. May isang kahon. Mabigat. Okay? So, anong kailangan mong gawin? Okay? Para ikaw ay maging effective, okay, to do the right things, syempre, ililipat mo siya dahil nakaharang siya. Ililipat mo siya. Okay, paano mo siya ililipat? Okay, basta ililipat ko siya kung sa ang paraan na gusto ko. Okay, but being efficient, okay, ililipat ko siya sa paraang tama. Okay, so paano ko ba siya bubuhatin unang-una? Magbe-bend ba ako sa waist? Or magbe-bend ba ako sa knee? Okay. So kung nabuhat ko na siya, yung box ba, ilalayo ko sa dibdib ko or ilalapit ko sa dibdib ko. So there are two ways of doing things. Diba? Doing things right and doing the right things. Okay? Malinaw ba? So, therefore, yung dalawang huli ay naging ways of determining management. Okay, so effectiveness, degree of continuum from low to high which goals are being accomplished. So when we say continuum, siya ay in any time pwedeng magbago. Pwede siyang low today, tomorrow high. Okay? Depende sa mga goals na na-accomplish. Okay? Refers to the goal of accomplishment concerned with doing things right. Okay? Okay. Then efficiency is a ratio between the quantities of output that are produced. It is an obtaining of high or large amount of goals and services using only a small amount of resources. Ibig sabihin, kung nakapag-produce ka ng maraming products while using only a small amount of resources, then it is it means that you are efficient. You are not only effective. Bakit natin nasabi na siya ay effective? Kasi goals are accomplished. But uh, you are also efficient kasi you accomplish large amount of goals by utilizing small amount of resources or doing things right. Okay, so si effectiveness ay doing the right things. Okay? Ano yung doing the right things? Siyempre, goal, accomplishment. Yun nga lang, siya ay continuum. Unlike the efficiency, ang efficiency ay ratio between the output and the input. Okay? Mas maraming output, maliit na input, it is very efficient. Pero kapag kabaliktaran, inefficient. Okay? So, ganun din sa effectiveness. Mababa yung degree of continuum na na-accomplish ang goals, ineffective. So, kapag mataas or average, so it can be considered effective. So, yan yung two ways of determining management. Okay? So, may question ba regarding the two ways of determining management? May question? Okay, baka tulog na kayo. Okay? So, ayan na, inefficient management uses more resources to get the same amount of output. Okay? So, that is in contrast with efficiency. Then, what is a manager? Basically, a manager is a person or anyone responsible for people and other organizational resources. Okay? When you become a manager, you are not only responsible for your employees or your co-workers. Okay, remember that a manager is also a worker, an employee. Okay? Hindi lang siya responsible sa tao, kung hindi pati sa mga organizational resources. Halimbawa, sa ating department, sa radiology department, kung ikaw ay department supervisor or department manager, okay, you are not only concerned with the scheduling. Kasi manager ang gumagawa ng schedule ng duty. Okay? At the same time, manager din ang nagre-request ng mga supplies. Kung si manager ang magre-request ng mga supplies, ibig sabihin, trabaho ni manager ang mag-inventaryo ng supplies or gumawa ng inventory. Every time na malapit na matapos ang month. Okay? So, para magkaroon siya ng new supply sa susunod na buwan. Okay? So, that is a manager. Okay? So, a manager is different from a leader. A manager can be a leader, but definitely, a manager cannot always be a leader. So, there are two types of managers. So, we have the general manager and functional manager. Okay, when we say general manager from the term general, so meaning under niya lahat ng either sections, divisions, okay, or departments. Kasi siya ay general manager. Kumbaga, kung ikaw ay nasa isang planta at ikaw ang general manager, under mo lahat ng nagtatrabaho doon sa planta. Okay. Aside from the of course, the CEO and other VIPs. How about functional manager? Okay, so functional manager ay type ng manager na uh, concerned lang or naka-assign sa isang specific unit, isang specific division or group. Okay, let's say human resource manager. Okay, or finance or manager ng finance department. No? Or procurement department, manager ng procurement. Okay, so yan yung mga examples ng functional manager. Kasi they are manager only for the function that they are as a function na kung saan sila kinuha. Okay? Okay. Kasi let's say, when we say general manager, isa lang naman yung general manager. Pero usually, hindi natin sinasabi na functional manager. We just say manager. Manager ng HR, manager ng finance. So manager, wala yung term na functional. It is already understood na they are functional manager because they are responsible only for the specific duty of their department. Okay? Or specific function ng kanilang department. Kaya nga siya ay functional manager. Okay? Malinaw? Malinaw ba? Okay, so may kasunod pa ba? Yes, meron. So traditional managerial levels. Okay? So first line or low level of management. Okay? So basically sila yung tinatawag natin immediate superiors. So superior supervises employees directly. Okay? So technically sila yung sila yung nakakaalam ng nangyayari sa field or sa ground. Okay? Then we have the middle management. So coordinate activities. So ano yung kino-coordinate niya? Between the top level management and the low level management or first line. Okay. While the top level management, syempre sila yung mga executive, sila yung mga uh, uh, sila yung mga BIP, okay? Sila yung gumagawa ng policy ng isang organization or company. So, they are the policy making body. Okay? So, yan lang yung kailangan yung tandaan between those three managerial or traditional managerial levels. Okay? So, usually, yan. Technical core kasi, yan yung nangyayari sa actual area of production or service. Then organizational level, okay? So nakikipag-coordinate lang siya either between the top level management and the low level management or between different functional managers or department. Okay? So first line, nandyan yung managers and first line managers ay example mga supervisors. Okay, then mga middle management, so nandyan na yung general manager. And then top management or top manager, so nandyan na yung mga CEO or Chief Executive Officer or COO, Chief Operational Officer, ano pa, or mga president ng company or mga chairman of the board, etc. Okay, so mga ganyan. Okay? So yan yung illustration lang. Okay. So this image naman ay managerial levels ng TQM or Total Quality Management. Okay. So, TQM and CQI or Continuous Quality Improvement ay theories of management or management styles na very modern. Okay? So, ano yung pagkakaiba nito sa traditional? Okay. So, ang pagkakaiba kasi nito, cycle ang CQI at TQM. When we say cycle, uh, hindi siya tumitigil sa pag-assess at evaluation ng system, ng procedure, ng products, ng services. Okay? At kapag sila ay may nakita sa assessment na hindi maganda or ikabababa ng quality ng management or quality ng service, ay syempre ito ay gagawa nila ng paraan. Aayusin. Okay? Unlike sa iba na okay, may nakita lang ako problema dito. Then, the end. Nakalagay lang sa report. Wala namang ginawang action. Pero sa PQM, CQI, there is always an action every time that there is a finding. Okay. At ano yung makikita nyo dito? Reverse yung triangle. Okay? Kasi ang number one na binibigyang halaga sa PQM ay customers. Okay. So, ang nangyayari, si customer, siya yung pinanggagalingan or panggagalingan ng policy. Okay, paano ngayon mapupunta or paano siya magiging policy? Okay. So, syempre, si supervisor at employees yung nasa low-level management, they are the one who are hands-on with the customers. They are the one who receives feedback. They are the one who knows the customers. Okay? So, sa kanila, manggagaling yung initial ideas on how to improve or on what policy na kailangan i-improve or baguhin. Then they will coordinate with the middle managers and top managers. Okay. So, ang mangyayari, ang support, okay, manggagaling sa top to middle, then to the supervisors, papunta sa customers. Unlike sa traditional level of management, okay, magbababa lang si top management ng policy, company policy, then i-relay ni middle manager at i-implement ni low-level manager. So, ibig sabihin, the low-level manager and the middle manager will be supporting the top-level management. Diba? So, dito, baliktad. Okay? So, the support is coming from the top-level management. Okay, so again, that is Total Quality Management or TQM. Then we move to the roles of managers. So one is designer, strategist, and leader. A designer, bakit siya designer? Okay. So the manager, practically, siya yung nagde-design ng culture, company culture. Na kung ano yung mangyayari dun sa kanyang or dun sa atmosphere na kanyang pinamumunuan. So again, manager. We are talking about manager, which is the supervisors and the one in the low level management. Okay? So they are the one who designs kung ano yung particular na system or procedure na applicable doon sa kanilang setting. Bakit? Kasi siya yung naka-hands-on. Naka-hands-on sa saan? Sa machine, sa employee, sa tao, at sa other resources. Diba? Then strategies. Of course, a manager uh, is not only concerned with uh, how to run the his organization or his specific unit, but also he is responsible on how to achieve goals. Diba? Kasi nga, yun nga ang number one element ng management to achieve goals. Okay? So, para kumita, ika nga. So, kailangan siya ay isang strategist or kailangan niya mag-strategize regarding what uh, different strategies should be able to apply in certain situation. Of course, yung strategy ay kailangan pang paaprubahan sa middle level management. Hindi siya agad-agad. Okay? Either may approval siya sa middle management or kailangan pang hintayin yung approval ng top management. And of course, leader. Pero sabi ko nga, hindi lahat ng manager ay leader. Bakit? Kasi yung ibang manager ay boss. Okay. So ano ba yung leader? How would we define a leader? Okay. So a leader is someone who influences other people towards the achievement of a particular goal. Okay. Influences, ha? So, walang kinalaman dito yung delegated power. Okay. Pwede sa isang organization o sa isang unit, okay, si A yung manager, pero ang leader ng mga tao sa unit na yun ay si B. Okay? Though it is a role of manager to be a leader, it doesn't necessarily mean na all managers are leaders. Okay. So bakit siya role ng manager? Role siya ng manager kasi kailangan nga na makapag-attain ng mga certain goals, ng mga certain company objectives. Diba? And how would you do that if you are not a leader, if you do not influence other people to to uh, to walk an extra mile or to do things na pwede ng OTTY, di ba? Okay. So dito sa atin, madalas na maririnig yung OTTY, di ba? Pero uh, hindi lahat ay nagbibilang ng OTTY. Kasi yung iba, dahil sa mabait yung manager or leader nga yung manager, okay? Dahil nakikita nila na yung manager nila ay ganun din, so they are influenced by their manager to walk an extra mile also. Okay? So yan. So kung ang manager ay hindi leader, na matipong uh, pagpatak ng alas 5 ng hapon, nasa bandy clock na siya, ayun, malamang pati kanyang mga employees ay ganun din. Di ba? At kung ganun yung manager, hindi niya mauobliga yung kanyang mga employees na mag-overtime. Kasi wala siyang influencing power. Ang meron lang siya ay delegated power. Okay? Okay, so let us move forward. So this is Mintzberg's roles of manager. So another expert in management, Mintzberg, meron siyang inilabas na different roles of managers. Okay? Depende sa klase. Okay. What do you mean by klase or sa formal authority and status. Okay? So may mga different aspects like interpersonal, informational, and decisional. So bawat aspect ay merong mga rules under them. Okay. So figurehead, okay, when we say figurehead, okay, symbol. Sila yung symbol. Okay? What do you mean by symbol? Okay. So kapag let's say may isang activity, okay, it is nakakapagbigay ng boost ng moral yung figurehead kapag siya ay nandun. Okay? So may definition naman yan, di ba? So responsible for representing the management, figurehead. So kapag nandun ang manager sa isang specific event, okay? So nakakapag-boost nga siya ng moral ng mga employees. Okay? Okay, so leader, okay? So na banggitan natin kanina, okay? So dito ay the leader or leader responsible for creating an environment that will motivate the staff. Okay, so motivate or influence, okay, the same. Then liaison, okay, responsible for dealing with people both inside and outside the organization. Interpersonal roles. Bakit interpersonal? Because the manager here is depending on her interpersonal capacity. Ano ba yung interpersonal? It is your relationship, your personal relationship with other people. Okay. Either within the organization or outside the organization. Interpersonal. Okay. Then informational roles. So monitor, disseminator, and spokesperson. Okay, so monitor. Okay, so of course, searches for information to become more effective or basically nag-observe ang manager on the conduct of the procedures or system and possible ways on how to improve them. Then, disseminator, okay, nagtra-transmit ng information to the subordinates, probably from the middle management or top level management. Okay, then spokesperson, okay, so transmit information to people inside and outside the organization. Okay, either to the middle management or to uh, the representative of another organization na ka-business ng organization nyo. Okay? So, spokesperson. Okay. So, informational roles. Kaya nga informational roles kasi lahat ng tatlong roles na ito ay may kinalaman sa information. Okay, next is decisional roles. Okay, from the word decisional or decision, so may kinalaman ang mga roles na ito sa decision making. So, entrepreneur. So, according dito, isa sa role ay entrepreneur. Kasi nga, sabi nga, the manager is not only responsible on how to produce but also on how to achieve goals. That is how to sell the things they produce or sell the services they offer. And being entrepreneur is one of the roles of a manager. Okay, so voluntary initiator of change. Then disturbance handler. Okay, so response to situations that are beyond his or her control. Okay, as a manager, hindi ka pwedeng umiwas na kapag may nagre-reklamong customer, hindi mo haharapin. At ang gusto mo lang harapin, yung mga customer na nakangiti. Diba? As a manager, you should have the skill on how to handle grievances. Okay. So, maraming beses na ako naka-encounter niyan sa dati kong trabaho. Okay. Mga tipong kulang na lang, kakainin ka na ng kausap mo. Okay? At nagwawala pa sa clinic nyo na kesyo ganito yung services nyo, ganito, ganito, paulit-ulit na ganito, etc. So you have to know how to handle such situation if you are a manager. Then, resource allocator. Okay. Siyempre, resource allocator. Okay. Katulad ng binanggit ko kanina sa supplies, okay, it is also the responsibility of the manager on how to distribute the supplies within the organization. Or sa atin, sa radiology. Okay. Let's say, ah, condom sa ultrasound room. Okay. So uh, usually ay lahat ng stocks or supplies nakalagay sa stock room at ang may access lang ay yung manager or the supply officer. Okay. So kapag wala ng uh, condom or tissue sa ultrasound room, so you have to tell the manager. Ngayon, kung ilan ang ibibigay niya sa'yo, nakasalalay sa kanya. Because that is one of his role or her role, resource allocator. And of course, negotiator. Participates in a process of give and take until a satisfactory compromise is reached. So, disturbance handler and negotiator comes hand in hand. So usually when you respond to unwanted situation sa isang organization, okay, or sa radiology department, so kailangan magaling ka rin na negotiator. Okay, so example, may mga magrereklamo na uh, kagabi pa siya hindi nakakain. Baka lumampas na yung kanyang fasting. The patient is for whole abdomen ultrasound. Okay? So, nagrereklamo siya kasi the doctor or the schedule for ultrasound is late by 1 hour. Okay? Siyempre, you have to understand that the patient is already hungry. Diba? Kaya siya ay irritable na. Okay. So, as a manager, we should know how to handle the situation and negotiate kung paano mariresolve yung situation. Okay. So, ganun yun. Okay? So, pwedeng, let's say, dahil ikaw yung manager, let's say may training ka naman for ultrasound, okay? Eh di sige, kunan mo na siya ng ng image ng gallbladder. So, after mo kunan ng image ng gallbladder, saka mo pakainin. Diba? So yan, mga ganon. Mga ganong compromise. Habang naghihintay dun sa assigned na either doctor, radiologist, or assigned na rad tech who na gagawa ng procedure. Okay? So those are the roles according to Mintzberg. Okay, may question? So wala. So management skills. So a skill is an ability that can be developed and that is evident in performance. Okay. So ayun nga. Kaya nga sinasabi ko na walang dapat ikatakot yung mga student ngayon na hindi nakakapag-skills laboratory, na kapag dumating yung panahon na sila ay magtatrabaho na sa ospital ay wala silang skills. So, sabi nga, skills can be developed. Okay? So, your seniors ay tutulungan naman kayo dahil alam naman nila yung reason why students in your time ay walang skills lab or walang exposure physically sa, let's say, internship. Okay? So, alam naman nila yon. Okay? And they will be the one who will teach you the skills. And, yun nga, pag naturuan na kayo ng skills, at siya ay everyday nyo ginagawa, in no time you will be an expert on a particular skill. Okay? So, yun yun. Okay, so, CATS management skill. So, technical, so understanding of and proficiency in a specific kind of activity. So, technical, so sa low level of management. Then, human, working with people and understanding their behavior. Okay, so, ano pa? Conceptual, ability to view the organization as a whole or as a concept. Okay? So, ito yung mga management skills na kinakailangan din na meron ang isang manager. Okay, so human or interpersonal, technical, syempre, kung wala kang technical skills, so how can you provide assistance to someone who is junior to you? Diba? Kung hindi ka marunong mag-x-ray, so paano ka makakatulong sa isang newly hired na rad tech kapag tinanong ka niya? Diba? Then conceptual naman ay syempre, to view the whole organization as a concept or kung may mga possibility ba na for improvement. Okay? Okay. So organizational chart. So this is a graphic representation of the lines of authority set forth by an organization. So an example niya ay hierarchical division of labor or yung vertical division of labor. Okay? So ayun. Nung ang klase, diba? You were asked to submit organizational chart of the school. Okay, so siya ay in hierarchical fashion. So the same din siya sa mga other organization, specifically sa hospitals and departments na under ng isang hospital. Okay. So you can always see the organizational chart in their section or department. Bukod pa yung pinaka-organizational chart ng isang hospital. Okay? Okay, so thank you for listening. So that ends my discussion.